challenge people to go on the 11th Street homeless shelter, and you'll see what's happening to people who are being kicked out of the projects, people who are being pushed out of their homes. So Atlanta really does have a very, very quiet problem with moving people, with shifting people with mental illness, leading to homelessness. And I think that on a local level, before we start challenging politicians, we need to galvanize as a community to start doing what we can from a self-organizational standpoint.
Well, with that being the case, why isn't this a more diverse?
I think that Atlanta is a place where parties happen so much people forget they're suffering. But I think that time is coming to an end. You know, more jobs are being lost, less clubs are getting filled, and I think the harsh and grim reality is starting to hit people that something is awry here, something is wrong. So I think that if these people stick it out, like I was up in New York when there was only about 200 people. Now it's at about 20,000. So I challenge these people to not give up, stay here, keep your tents in the ground, and more people are going to come.
Mike, can I ask you, man? I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Adamsville.
Yes, sir. I'm from the Ville. What's up?
What's up, man? Wilson Mill Park. Yeah. A lot of brothers and sisters, you know, from the hood are out here.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering what your take is as to how or why the Occupy movements around the country, definitely in Atlanta, but I've seen some other ones, are disproportionate, like white college students.
Yeah.
What's your take as to, you know, why the hood isn't out here?
They just don't know yet. They just don't know yet. And I would say first, let's get the kids from Morehouse, Spelman, Morris Brown, and Clark out here, and let's get those kids in the surrounding communities, the old John Hope, the old University homes. Let's get those high school seniors that are at Mays, that are at Douglas, that are at West Fulton, old West Fulton was now Best Academy. Let's galvanize those kids, and let's make sure that they help get kids out there. You have to promote this as though you're promoting a rap album in the neighborhood. When someone promotes a rap album in the neighborhood, there's postage everywhere, there's signage everywhere, there's people coming through with megaphones. We got to do that. In order to empower the powerless, you have to go to them. We can't just say, hey, we're throwing an event. Where's the hood? We have to go through the hood with buses. I was trained by the late, great Reverend James Orange. When James Orange was trying to get people out to vote, he didn't just go out and say, go vote. He came with 5 vans. So if you want to vote, you can get in these vans right now. So let's figure out a way to transport people, you know, transport people there, transport people that, and let's promote it as though it's a rap concert. And I believe that people will start coming out because people are frustrated. Young black men who don't have the ability to get in the job market are frustrated with standing in a trap, selling cracks for nicks and dimes, making no money. Young women who are on public assistance who would love to have jobs, would love to be out here and find better ways to support themselves and support their family. Let's make sure that they know, and the only way you're going to ever make sure poor people know is to leave the park, go to their neighborhoods, and bring them back to the park.
Hey, Mike, you have a great line in your song "Burn" about Christianity being about spiritual salvation,
yeah,
how it's been misused.
Yeah, I say all Jesus talked about was spiritual, was soul salvation, and all preachers talk about is economic elevation.
Exactly. I think that's a powerful line. I
was talking about Eddie Long.
Okay, yeah, and that's a powerful message because some of the black groups that have come out here have been those grassroots groups for the people. And the Revolutionary African Party, but the black church in some sense has kind of been absent, and I was wondering if you could speak to that and how those, you know,
I've been saying for the last 20 years that the black church has grown comfortably quiet on social and political issues. I won't say all black churches. Reverend Warnock, right over at Ebenezer, he speaks every Sunday about some issue that's politicized, because people have to understand on a very, very ground level, politics affects you. If you're a young African-American man or if young African-American men are in your church, they are the new cotton for the prison industry. They are arrested, they're sent to places where the population is low, they're counted in the census, they're never afforded the right to vote to what's going on, so therefore they become a cotton-like product for smaller towns. And unless churches are addressing that, unless they're addressing what's the alternative to the drug market, what's the alternative to violence in the streets, they're not doing their job. Jesus was in the streets. He was not in a temple, not in a synagogue, in a church, unless he was kicking stuff over. So I challenge people that are in the churches to get out of your church, get into your communities, and get your constituency out here. And I know that there are great preachers that are going to be out here that will come through, and there are great preachers in Atlanta like that. But much like great rappers, they don't always get the publicity they deserve. So I challenge people, you know, go over to Ebenezer, support Warnock, ask them to come out here. Mosque number 15. the Nation of Islam has been very involved. Let's get them out. The new Black Panther Party, the Hebrew Israelites. Let's get every religious organization that says they service the community out here, and let's just challenge them to be more community involved. We understand with the co-opting of politics and politics giving money to churches, daycare centers, programs, and things of that nature. To some degree, all money ain't good money, and we got to start giving that money back. That's it, guys. I'm going to go have